What about Texas Tech? They spent all that money.
Yeah.
Everybody talked about all the money they spent and how that's good. Yeah, they're going to be a team to look out for. We were kind of like, oh, okay, well, we'll see. They go to Utah, another tough place. Everybody talked about Kyle Willingham. He's kind of rebooted this team, and they're back to being Utah. Maybe they are, but last Saturday, with a backup quarterback, by the way, that went in after the starter got dinged in the third quarter. The score was 10-3, and the starter goes out, and Will Hammond steps in and just kind of steadied the ship. And boy, what a win! That one stands out as another win this weekend.
I think that game sort of took a turn for me. Because I didn't think either team was playing very good. Each team had, I think, 2-3 turnovers early in the game, pretty. And it just wasn't pretty. And it was like, man, I expected Baron Morton to come out here and just sort of light it up because they were number one in the country in scoring offense. And again, you have these conversations where who have they played? So we need to see them play somebody. So now they're playing Utah, and it's just sort of puddling along here, and it's like, okay. They're winning, but this is not very inspiring.
Yeah.
And then with the backup quarterback, crazy thing happens. They scored 24 points in the fourth quarter. And you walk away feeling better about this team than you did when they had their starting quarterback in there. Because, and I think when you look back a couple of years and what happened with Florida State, losing a starting quarterback, we have all these conversations now about injuries and how they affect the team, and to see what they did after Baron Morton went out, then they flip it. You walk away feeling like, you know what? That's a pretty good football team that can deal with the idea of losing your quarterback, and the backup comes in, immediately throws a touchdown, makes some big runs, and get things going. You feel better about that team. I think Texas Tech is a pretty good football team and going to be interesting to watch.
Yeah, and they got Houston coming up, which I think could be potentially a good game. Houston hadn't lost a game. Their quarterback, Connor Weigman, was the quarterback at A&M, and he's got them rolling. Texas Tech, I think anytime somebody goes out in this new era of the portal and the NIL, and they spend money and they bring people in, I think at first when we went through this, I thought, yeah, that's one thing to – but how are they going to gel as a team? Like when you're not used to this and you bring in a lot of new guys that are making a lot of money, kind of our us old school guys, traditionalists think, yeah, but what's that going to go like in a locker room? But it doesn't seem to, the good coaches figure out a way to get these guys to get to know each other. You got to take us out of the picture, guys in our era. This is what these guys know. And so it's normal to them. They've been bouncing around on 7-on-7 teams throughout their lives. They've been bouncing around, in some cases, high school teams. Why not in their minds? Why not in college? So the idea of us thinking, are they going to gel as a team? I think in reality, in your 18 to 22-year-old mind, this is what you know. What's the big deal? And so I think that if you have the right coach with the right culture, you know, we've seen guys be able to do this pretty quickly. And again, it's just a game, but it was a big game. It appears that Texas Tech has been able to come together as a team.